Obviously, we count instruments playing and voices singing as music, but what about the sounds of the birds? Or the wind in the trees? Or the wind chimes that you can hear playing off of my shed? John Cage is a very famous composer who thought that music was way more than just the stuff that we call music, like the songs on the radio, instruments and voices. He thought that every single sound that existed in the world made the most beautiful music that he could ever imagine. Like the traffic coming off of East Washington, or some construction projects down the road. It's all sound. Who says it's not music? If we stop and listen for a minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, we start to hear a symphony of sounds all around us. Right now, we're listening to the symphony of my backyard. But I bet your family room has a symphony too, or your bedroom, or a busy intersection, or a park. When you start to hear those sounds as music, everything becomes more exciting, and everything feels like I'm a little bit more present. I'm really paying attention to my surroundings. I'm here, I'm calm, and I feel grateful for what I can hear. This quarantine is hard. It's not just hard for kids, it's hard for everybody. And I'll be honest, last week was a hard week for me. I just felt sad and worried and bored and like, what are we doing? And so I had a different plan for us to do this week, and I changed the plan because I needed something that would help me feel more grounded and would help me appreciate my home. You might have learned some strategies from your teachers, from Miss Mark, from your parents or other adults that care about you to help you feel calm and present when you start to feel like your emotions are too big to handle. So some strategies that I've heard are like lazy 8 breathing, or looking around the room and counting the objects you see. Making a sound map is another way that we can do that same thing. We can become grounded and mindful and present in the current moment when we listen really carefully and keep a record of the sounds that we're hearing all around us. As I started to make my sound map, I got excited about what I was doing because there was nobody else in the world who was listening to the sounds that I was listening to in that exact way at that exact time. It was like I was recording that moment in this place for history. So I want you to think about it that way. As you sit down with your sound map, realize that you're the only one who is writing these things down right now. You're the only one who is truly thinking about what kind of sounds am I hearing right here, right now. Keep track of it. This is a special moment in history. It's a little piece of your perspective and your story and your place right here, right now. When you start to appreciate all the sounds that happen when the wind picks up or when a branch falls off the tree above me, you start to feel grateful for the sounds that you're hearing in your everyday. Life moves really fast all the time. If you don't stop and look around and notice it every once in a while, you might miss it. This is a chance to slow down, to listen, to take note of what's happening around you, and to feel a little gratitude for the special places and the special sounds that make our soundtrack of our everyday life. There's no such thing as silence. Even if you sit perfectly still in a perfectly quiet room and you try to make no sound happen all around you, there's still sound because your heart is beating in your chest and your blood is rushing through your veins and your breathing is moving through your nose and your mouth and your lungs. We always have sounds happening all around us. Listening to them is one way to really appreciate them and appreciate the symphony of sirens and wind and birds and bangs that happen all the time. Use your time making your sound map as a chance to be by yourself in a special place that you care about, noticing all of the interesting sounds that are happening around you. Take deep, calming breaths, be patient, and let the sounds come to you. Enjoy.